Hey everyone, I'm here again to give you a quick little update video. First of all, voting for Ninetales vs Delphox is now closed. Nearly 500 votes were cast, and I can't wait to reveal the results. However, that's not the real reason I'm making this update. A lot of you asked questions about the format of the show after seeing the first episode, which was uploaded a week ago. A lot of them were really good questions, so I felt I owed it to all of you to address them all in one place at one time, rather than trying to do them individually in comments and the like. The first question I want to address is a rather common one. Several people have raised concerns about the winners of each clash being left up to a popular vote. Some very justifiable points have been made that because of this, it's become less about which Pokemon is truly better, and more about which Pokemon is more popular that determines the outcome. I've had suggestions to try a more objective judgment method for future clashes, based on stats, probabilities, type matchups, etc. And some people have actually already done that in comments, such as users Can't Think of Better Name and Marcelo Diedara. If I mispronounced that, I'm terribly sorry. While that kind of format works well for a show like Death Battle, in which the outcome is purely determined by combat prowess, I feel like it wouldn't work as well in PokeClash. The reason I say that is because Pokemon are appealing for various reasons to various people. On top of battle capabilities, many people enjoy certain Pokemon for their design, inspiration, mythos, or even just personal attachment. And these are things that I feel cannot be judged objectively to represent a whole community of people. Sure, I could tell you which Pokemon would beat the other in a battle most likely, but if that's not important to you as to which Pokemon you like better, then I would still be showing bias by playing only to the competitive scene. By leaving it to a vote, I feel like this allows for the vote to be more encompassing of every aspect of Pokemon, and, as a result, more fair. Sure, this may leave it up to a popularity contest, but the way I see it, if a Pokemon is more popular than another, it's probably because it deserves to be. So, when I ask you to vote for these clashes, I'm really asking you to vote for whatever aspect is most important to you in a Pokemon. Whether that's which one is more useful in battle, which one would beat the other in battle, which one is the better design, which one is more creative, or whatever else. If you guys really want it, I could make a side series sort of like Death Battle, but for the main clashes at least, I think that by leaving it to a vote, that allows for each and every fan to leave their own unique mark on the result. Or if you prefer, I'm a little coward who doesn't want to put my own opinion out there for the unbridled mockery of the trolls. On to the next question. User Mariokiman, by the way, love the name, called to my attention that my current survey outlet, Google, allows for people to vote multiple times, and thus is capable of skewing my results. The user not only informed me of the potential problem, but also provided an alternative outlet called Strawpoll, which tracks IP addresses of everyone who's taken the survey, meaning that no one can vote twice from the same computer. Now, I personally didn't consider this factor when creating the series, so I'd personally like to go out and thank Mariokiman for bringing it to my awareness. If it becomes a noticeable problem in the future, I will experiment with some new outlets, but for now, I really don't think it'll be that much of a problem. After all, on my main channel, I've developed what I believe to be a dependable, honest fan base, and the vast majority of this channel's subscribers at the moment are a direct feed from that pool. This is a group of people who are always patient and always understanding of my irregular upload schedule, but who are also willing to provide constructive criticism and to chew me out if I really screw something up. Can anyone say E3 live reaction? But really, I think I can trust you all with something like this, even if the opportunity to meddle is there. And besides, would any of you really want to cheat on something like this? I mean, even if someone were to vote 20 times for Gengar in the last clash, what would that really bring about? All they'd have is a slightly higher chance of some guy they've never met saying that Gengar is better than Kabutops. frankly, that's kind of pathetic. Another thing I'd like to address is the banning of legendaries and mega evolutions. I originally did this as a means to prevent unfairness. Legendary Pokemon are typically far more powerful than your average Pokemon, and also have much richer inspiration and mythos. Likewise, Mega Evolutions are almost created to be broken, as they are there to create a large threat that has to be carefully worked around in order to overcome. However, the previously mentioned Can't Think of Better Name and King D353 have raised some objections about this. They made good, solid points that not all legendaries are created equal, and the same can be said for Mega Evolutions. Some legendary Pokemon are only minutely powerful when compared to their bigger cousins, even dropping a lot of them out of the uber competitive tier. Mega Evolutions, meanwhile, are made possible through the use of a held item, so King D353 suggested that if I were to ban Mega Evolutions, I would also have to ban all other held items. These are definitely some good points, and I may even reconsider my banning of Mega Evolutions for future clashes, but I still think that legendaries need to remain separate. Like I mentioned before, not everyone looks at Pokemon for their battling prowess, and even for some of the weaker legendaries, they still generally have more intrigue and depth to their concept and design, which would still tip the scales in their favor for people who favor those aspects over battling. You make a solid argument, but I think that it's for the best to keep the legendaries at least the way they are for now. Don't worry though, I do plan to give legendaries their day on PokeClash, just not mixed in with all the other Pokemon. Sorry. The final thing I'd like to address was also brought up by several people. I mentioned in my original reveal for this channel that I planned to have other YouTubers collaborate with me as often as possible. So, you all have asked me either one of two things. Who am I working with? And how can I join in? Well, right now I have nobody on the books, because it would be kind of awkward after having only released one episode to suddenly go up to someone like Jay Witz and say, "Hey, I just created this brand new channel that only has one video on it so far. You wanna collaborate?" Can't see that going wrong at all. If this channel gains momentum, that's when I'll start reaching out to some of the bigger names in this community. However, I also have this option. If you would like to be a collaborator on PokeClash, simply send me a personal message either to PokeClash or to my main channel, SuperFlipper76. I only have a few requirements. First, you need to have your own channel with at least a few videos of your own creation. That way, when we do collaborate, I'll be able to tell the people who you are as well as direct them to some of your content. Also, you need to have your own microphone as well as a means of recording audio of yourself talking. It doesn't particularly matter what quality of microphone you have as long as I can understand what you're saying clearly. Also, something optional but that I would highly recommend is a video camera of some sort. Again, quality doesn't matter too much, but this will give me a lot more options to work with when scripting. Once you've contacted me and met all those requirements, I'll get back to you and then we can start negotiating from there. In the meantime, I look forward to meeting some of you and getting to work on some videos. I'll see you all next time with Ninetales vs. Delphox. Smell you later! In the meantime, I look forward to meeting some of you and getting to work on some videos. I'll see you guys. Batman!